Hello everybody, Chris the Valley Guy here, and today I'm going to do a cleaning video. Just got back from the bathroom with some Q-tips, and I got some Bally's I want to clean, primarily my 51, because if you look really closely, it's quite dirty. My lighting is terrible, please forgive me. You really can't tell just how dirty it is. Focus, gosh darn it. No, I can turn that light a little bit brighter, so I will. Maybe not that much brighter. I have some light bulbs on an auto transformer, but can you focus? Oh my goodness. Better if I hold it down here, I guess. Oh yeah, you can see it. So, we're gonna try not to lose all the parts everywhere. And I meant to grab a magnet, but in typical me fashion, I completely forgot. So we're just gonna go into this. We got the ultrasonic cleaner over here, and we got some simple green. And for the time being, I have some tea, some black, some like Egyptian licorice. So conveniently, I have a Benchmade toolbox, which I may as well throw in there as well because this thing is rusted beyond imagination. So let me put a T6 in here. I don't think Benchmade sells the toolbox anymore, unfortunately, and I find that really sad because they were handy and I liked them. Now, granted, I never used the pocket clip on them, but they were neat. I guess I'll start by taking the latch and the clip off. I always get so nervous when undoing screws and I'm gonna strip something. I remember years ago watching Calvin Nation take apart his 51 because he wanted to take the clip off because he's Canadian and he can't carry ballad songs anywhere anyways. I remember a story he read that stuck with me because he was on like a boat or something and he wasn't supposed to have it and he was flipping it in the hallway. He said he was being reckless and like an officer caught a glimpse of him doing it and he got in trouble and he almost confiscated it. He's like, he thought about throwing it in the harbor or the water. You can see just how, like, that's dirt. That's so nasty. But I just remember one video, he wanted to take the clip off and he had to, remove the latch and the two screws right here and pull out the thing. There's a bushing inside of these latches. Isn't that funny that Benchmade puts bushings on their latches for the 51, or at least they used to when they made it, but they do not put latches on, they do not put clips on bushings on the pivots. My goodness, I cannot speak. So, and that's spinning, so I gotta hold the handles together. Probably should have done the Zen pins first when I think about it. Are these all the same screw? I think they are, but I'm gonna denote which one's which, just to be safe. You're gonna see in a second just how bad my Zen pins were. Man, those are some dirty screws and they're all going in. So, I'm gonna get that Zen pin, that sandwiched, I forgot. So, I gotta put a T8 in this thing. And I just realized my blade is touching my spacer, isn't it? Man, I haven't done this in a while. So take pivot screw out. You want to come out? It'll come out eventually. There we go. Ooh, that's bad. That's dirty. But you can see if it'll focus. Come on. There's a big old flat spot in this pen. Let me try something. Here we go. In this pen, there's a big old flat spot in it just from me flipping it for so long, and that's why my handles touch in the open position. Oops, bumped the camera. But I'm gonna rotate those so that the flat spot is not in the original spot, so I don't have to replace the whole barrel. And that's my plan. And we got 2 washers right here that are sticking together. And now we just gotta, and then we got the spacer and the spacer pin, and that pin is important, that pin is important. Goodness gracious, I'm gonna lose something. Oh my goodness. I forgot how many parts were in a 51. Woo, that's dirty. Yeah, that's quite dirty, actually. It's been a long time, all right. Do I feel like taking the barrel out? Yeah, I need to take that out. Push it down on the table, that comes right out. What I need to not lose are those 2 pins right there, because those are part of the latch mechanism, and I'd like for my latch to continue working. So, yeah, I should probably not lose those. What's funny is that the spacers are also titanium, but gee whiz, that is caked in dirt. Ironically, I think I can flip these around either way I want to, but you can see the shiny spot probably in the light from the blade rubbing on it. But yeah, jeweled titanium. Let's get the other pivot screw out while I can. And I'm gonna switch to T6 again. Yeah, this knife is so unbelievably dirty. I don't know how it got quite this bad, but I can tell already that it's gonna feel like a new Balisong whenever I reassemble it, more than likely. It's probably gonna feel lighter with all this dirt off of it. But I thought about just sending this thing to Benchmade. I really did. Shucks. Didn't lose it, guys, didn't lose it. Butterfingers over here is managing okay. Let me pull the blade out, get the remaining 2 washers off. And then I can disassemble the handle. You know, I wonder if I'm even gonna really want to use the ultrasonic cleaner or not. I'm thinking about it. Where did I put this other barrel on this other handle? Great, I've already lost something. Oh, I forgot. They're part of the latch. Okay. That one just is free. This one comes over here. And I just realized I don't have a tray to put all the hardware in. So, I have a tray, but like, it's got holes in it. I might just have to get my hands a little wet and dirty in that simple green. Thinking about it. But anyways, nothing much really to see about the tray and all that. I mean, I guess I can pan out a little bit. All right, here we go. You can see outside the confines now, so that's how you know it's getting real. Inside of this bottle does not look too good. Let's see what's inside. Yeah, something tells me that's not right. Huh. Yeah, something tells me that the liquid should not be, for when we got some mold and it's about thick and sludgy. So, we're going to scratch the whole, ultrasonic cleaning part of this idea real quick. And I'm going to just set this over here so I don't inhale whatever toxic fumes that Simple Green has amalgamated into. That did not go according to plan. But hey, it's better than nothing, I suppose. That's honestly disgusting. So we're just gonna use Q-tips. We're gonna Q-tip the whole thing clean. I'll have to get up and probably get some more Q-tips in a bit, but yeah, that was honestly quite a shocker. I did not expect to open a Simple Green bottle and have it basically be a living thing, but that was interesting. But let's just focus on cleaning the balisong at this point, because we can still do that. And, I know what we could do. I'm going to go grab, I'm going to be on for 2 seconds. I'll be right back. We're going to take a slightly different approach here. We got mouthwash. I got a second cup to put it in. Got some more Q-tips, and I got some wet wipes. So I know this isn't like the ideal setup here. Let's hope I don't spill this mouthwash, because that would not be preferable. This is an old cap from an old bottle, so I don't need it to be clean. That ought to do. We're not really going to be, I thought about dunking the whole screws in there, but we're not going to do that. We're just going to dip the mouthwash in here, and probably first thing I'm going to do is just wipe everything down, because everything could probably use a good wipe down. And if something is persisting, then I suppose, like inside of there, I'll get after it with the more aggressive methods. That's quite disgusting. I don't know how. I feel like your balisong kind of has to reflect at least a little bit the state that you choose to live in. And if that's the case, I have no words to say. I have nothing I can say for myself, because this is disgusting. You could just say, well, I've used the knife, and fair enough, but that's pretty bad. I mean, like, that's a whole chunk of dirt up in there. I wonder if my tea is cooled off yet, or whether I'm gonna, goodness gracious, I cannot get this one little bit out. Okay, got that chunk of dirt out. Wonder if my tea is still too hot. Oh, might just be cool enough. A bit on the warmer side, but not too bad. Try to clean this out. Hopefully there's nothing that'll dissolve the G10 within this mouthwash, but I guess there's only one way to really find out, unless I feel like using ChatGPT again today, which I don't know if I really feel like doing that. I know you're gonna cringe. I know you are. I want to get this little speck of dirt out, and I don't have anything small enough to get in there. Wonder if... No, it won't reach. Will not reach. Well, shucks. I wonder if the tip of this knife will be able to get that dirt out. Huh. I think this is called the Lightning OTF. It was a really popular OTF at the time, but it's getting the job done, getting this little piece of dirt out from in this crevice right here. I know someone's cringing and someone is also at the same time saying, wow, I didn't think about that. But yeah, I suppose this works. I know a lot of people like to use acetone. Like, isn't mouthwash like the same thing and smell better? I mean, that's just a question. I don't actually know. I mean, there's a million ways to clean a bowel song. There really is. Ultimately, it's not stupid if it works, and that methodology and that line of thinking is a lot of how life works. So I try to live by it. It isn't stupid if it works. Now, is it smart necessarily? No, not at the same time. This table's gonna get so dirty. I'm gonna have to do like 2 cleanings on all of this. So let's get all of that gunk off. This thing is really quite dirty. Like, really. Oh my goodness. There's like, you can kind of, let me zoom in real quick. Not that much. There is a worn-in indentation into this titanium liner from the washer from how much I flipped this 51. I cannot say I've seen that before. That is quite remarkable. It really kind of is. That's hilarious. Oh, gosh darn it. So, get another Q-tip. Get some of this gunk out. And then get some of this down here. You know, I was really bummed. I'm really bummed about that ultrasonic cleaner being so dirty. That's actually kind of sad. I was looking forward to this not being so complicated, but maybe this is a sign that it wasn't going to work to begin with, and I should just move on. And sometimes you have it easier than you realize it because you haven't really seen the cost of failure. Sometimes you don't realize that you could have failed and it would have sucked. I wonder if I pull all of this off, if it fits in this hole better. And oh yeah. Look at me, I'm so smart. Oh. Let me get the rest of this kind of clean, maybe. I really hope this is all in frame because I don't have a good viewfinder. I just have to look up and over the screen that I'm recording with. What's funny is that this setup is in my tiny little room that I do all my recording in. And it's not exactly spacious. I have this table in here temporarily just to make videos. Like, I don't have this table in here normally. Like, I literally pulled this table into this room just to make this video. Set liner's clean. Is this one clean? Did I just clean this one? Yes, it is, but it's not quite good enough for my liking. So we're gonna get a little dip in the mouthwash. I don't know if the mouthwash is actually helping or not. It'd be an interesting test to see, like Project Farm do. Does it do better to wipe off titanium with regular baby wipes and Q-tips, or does it help to add a little mouthwash? I could totally see him making a video about something like that. Cleaning methods that work good on your titanium slabs. Except that's just not content he would actually do. I want to get these a little shinier, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to. What I'm noticing is that some of these sides look like they're a little, okay, that's just because it's pressed up against the G10, I think. The pattern that's ingrained into it. Yeah, that makes sense. Let's get this, oh my goodness, it's so much dirt and oil. Reminds me of my CDL test I took back 2 years ago. During the pre-trip inspection, a lot of components you have to verify and notify the instructor and the tester, or I just bumped the camera. You have to notify the person administering the test all these things. You have to say out loud during the test. It's a verbal test, and you're going around the truck and you're showing them these things and doing all these things. And something that they helped us remember with was that what is the condition of your brakes, your brake drums and brake shoes, or your rotors and pads, and your and all that stuff. There's no dirt, oil, or grease in your in all your brakes and all that, and that abbreviates to DOG, dirt, oil, or grease. And I'm just thinking right now, like, man, this thing is coated in dirt, oil, and grease. Like, goodness gracious, this is not a good look. But I know some of you are gonna find this really a therapeutic video to watch, because honestly, that was my favorite thing to watch. Like my favorite kind of, like, I wouldn't call it trivial content, but like non-educational content so much. Just more of like something to watch, just to watch something. I mean, that was all of the Battle Song content by like Knives Zoid and Calvin Nation and all that. But like, I just loved videos where people like took stuff apart. Not for the taking apart stuff, but it was like you got to listen to them talk. And there's an electronics YouTuber by the name of Big Clive. I think he lives in the UK, but he does some content on electronics. Whew, that's rough. That is nasty. But he does content on electronics, and his videos, like, they were always educational and they always helped a lot, but he just had a very therapeutic voice. Do I dare feel like doing an accent imitating how this guy spoke? I don't know. Let me think about it for a second before I publicly embarrass myself. You see, it's just quite it's quite soothing, really. You see how the dirt just comes right off with the titanium slabs. Oh man, I'm not doing that again. Maybe I will, I don't know. But his videos are just really nice. I haven't watched them in a while, but he just had some really interesting videos, and they were something I used to watch just sitting down to eat and stuff. Let's see if I can thread this in here and get a little bit of that dirt out from in between. For those of you unaware, the reason that this side is different from this side is because the latch has a pin that goes through this, and it pushes down on it when you close it, and this is a spring. And whenever you release the latch, it pushes out with the liner. So it's a type of leaf spring. I'm thirsty. But goodness, like these liners really are worn down with the washers. I probably should put some new washers in here. I just find it interesting that phosphorus bronze wore down the titanium so much. Like, I know they're both wearing down, but like, really, it's kind of impressive that the titanium wore down at all. I mean, I know titanium is not a super hard metal. I mean, steel is certainly harder than titanium. But again, like, it's interesting because you would think that the tang pen on a 42, Benchmade model 42, would be the last thing to go out. You think it would just dent in the titanium handles, and it does, but people have tang pen failure on 42s. And it's just like, how is that possible? Because steel is steel is just, tougher, not tougher. It's actually not as tough as titanium from what I can tell. It's not as hard. It's not as hard of a material. And titanium would be probably the one to dent first, and maybe it does for a while until it just doesn't. All right, here's the fun part that's gonna suck. The reason I say it's gonna suck is because it's a porous material. It's gonna be hard to really get at all of it. Oh man, you see that? That's just disgusting. Like, I don't even want to put that back in there. That's so bad. It's like cleaning your ears. It's like you get a bad one coming out. It's like you don't even want to stick it back in. I might have to grab more Q-tips. Don't call me wasteful. These things are like literally less than a penny a piece. I guess that doesn't help with a wasteful allegation, but I don't know. It all gets recycled into the ground anyways, eventually. Well, that's not perfect. I'm certainly not going to complain. All right, we can move to the next scale. Did I do this one already? No, I didn't. And if I did, I'm doing it again because I did a terrible job if I did it. We'll reuse this Q-tip. Because why not? Come on, get all that dirt out. I don't really have any of the oops, I bumped the camera. I don't really have any of the specialized tools that Benchmade probably uses to clean these, but I wonder what they used it, because they always clean your balisong or any knife you send them when you ship it in. And I thought about sending it in and having them give me new hardware and all that good stuff. I just thought, you know, maybe it'd be better if I just made a YouTube video of cleaning it first. And if I can't clean it, then I'll, if I fail to clean it or it just sucks, or I want it to have it sharpened too and all that good stuff, I'll just send it that way then. But I hate mailing stuff like a lot. I really hate mailing stuff. It sucks. It's just never a good experience. I'm always super uncomfortable, and I hear so many horror stories of people losing like Benchmade Model 42s and stuff in the mail. And I'm like, oh, that makes me so uncomfortable. I would just rather go deliver something. Maybe that's why I'm a delivery driver, because the important things in life need to come to your door. They just do. They just do. I'm not like pressing this in, by the way. I'm just like lightly grazing it along the recessed part of the hole just to see if I can get any more dirt out of it. Oh, these are the latch side. Oh man, that's so nasty. Oh man. This is gonna feel like a brand new balisong after this, maybe. With the pins rotated where they're not on flat spots, it might actually. Oh boy. But yeah, I saw one or two comments on my last video unboxing the new knives I got. People were overall indicating that they liked this style, so I thought I'd do it again. You know, just do it again. And maybe I'll do videos where I have two parts in one video, where first part of the video I'm inside and the other part I'm outside. Not make it two videos though, like actually edit them together like a functional human being that I should be. Listen, like I used to want to edit all my videos, but genuinely it just sucks when you have no good way to transfer files from one medium to another. Like my phone, genuinely, you know what, maybe I should just drop all the hardware inside of this. I'm thinking about it, honestly. No, actually, there's a little cap right here. This is what we're gonna do. Okay, just filled that with. Yeah, not quite enough in there. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess everywhere. A little mess is inevitable, but hopefully that cleans it and freshens it up a little bit. Let me clean off these washers so I can throw them in there too. Darn it, pick up. No. Oh, shucks. Here we go. Oh, nope. Come on. I feel like these washers were thicker last time I took this apart. Because holy cow, feel like they're super thin. Oh, shucks. Come on. Oh. It's good enough. Come on. You gotta be kidding me. Come on, washer, come off the table. Let's go to the edge with it. That's always scary because you never know if you're gonna lose it off the side and then drop it on the floor and then you can't find it. I lost a screw to my Chimera years ago and I never found it. Genuinely, I looked for days and months, constantly kept it in my mind. Be looking out for this screw. I lost it in the carpet, never found it again. And I mean, like, I literally never found it again. Throw this barrel in there too. I get to the spacers after I finish what I'm doing. I was on this one, I think. I hope y'all like this content. Hopefully I've been in frame and in focus for most of it because I know it's very easy to go out of focus for a long period of time, and hopefully it's not unwatchable like that. I apologize if it's been out of focus. I'm using my phone to record in a little phone mount. Man, that's a big chunk of dirt. This is like pulling earwax out. Like it actually feels like earwax too, which is grossly interesting. It's like paste. It's like sticky, gooey, like dirt. It's really gross. I wonder how mad y'all would be. Like, that's so weird. It's like sticky. I wonder how mad y'all would be if I like started using my 42 to do this. Oh man, that'd be so nasty. 442 doesn't deserve that. Clean out the holes a little bit. Oh my goodness. I forgot how dirty this is. I hope I'm not bumping the camera too much either. Oh, that's so unbelievably nasty. I'm dunking the whole thing in, I don't care. I hope this is effective. I hope I'm not just wasting my efforts here. The good news is that the G10 is not spontaneously decided to dissolve yet. And the reason, honestly, it's interesting I remember this because there's one video by KnifeZoid I saw where he was reviewing the Benchmade model 53. I know, the 53. We haven't heard about that one in a while. I still want a 53. I like it, even though people don't like it. I like the 53. And maybe I'll get one day, but he was talking about how you got to be careful with what cleaners you use on your knife because really you can he's had cleaners before he put like on G10 and they just instantly started eating away at the G10 and he had to like clean it off as fast as he could. And ever since then that just like stuck in my mind, like, wow, I really got to be careful what I use on my G10 because it may be the last thing it ever gets cleaned with. It may dissolve into a puddle. Now it wouldn't do that more than likely, but certainly wouldn't be good. Goodness gracious, there's so much. This is why I need the ultrasonic cleaner, because like there's so much dirt inside of this handle, inside of all these handles. Like that's so excessive. Oh my goodness, like I'm actually like getting sticky hands because of how, like, I don't even know what this is. This is just like oil and dirt combined, making like a thick paste. Gosh darn it, I keep bumping the camera. I'm doing the best I can here trying to clean this stuff. And the bad part is it's not like dirt that just like wipes off. This is like dirt that's like sticking. Like it's found its home on this G10 and it does not want to let it go. This dirt is standing its ground really well. Oh, if y'all hear anything in the background, I apologize. I do not live alone. I live with my loving father that decided that it was okay that I could move in back with him after I failed a little bit at my career with trucking. I guess I should talk about that story a little bit. But gosh darn, I keep bumping, not even with my head, with my glasses. Keep bumping my head on the stand with my glasses. But I went over the road with US Express and went with a trainer, and that was an interesting experience. But ultimately I ended up joining my roommate whenever they booked me. Oh, I gotta clean the trail off right here. But I ended up working with my roommate on his lease purchase, and roommate at the hotel I got booked with. And he's a good man. I still talk to him to this day. But it just didn't work out, and I wasn't making money, and I just couldn't put myself through that too much longer, so I left and moved on, and I worked at Moffett Trucking, which was a little LLC, and I really enjoyed it. It was just really hard on me. I ended up moving on from that eventually after about 3 months, and I came back home looking for this mobile job, and I found a job that was a mobile job. Why did I call it that? For a local job. I gotta wipe down this table after I finish this blade, but yeah, it's also, I wonder why they put the hole in these blades like they do. It's just so interesting. I have no idea how I would get that out. I know actually exactly how I would get that out. Do I feel like getting up to go get what I need though? The answer's probably not. Actually, I got some right here. Some wire sitting around. Let's see if I can get a single strand to poke off of this thing. Come on. All right. Oh yeah, got a little bit off of there. Thankfully this blade's not that sharp, so it's easy to handle. Easy to handle. Maybe they put handles on it so you can handle the knife. But yeah, this blade is not very sharp. I would think about sending it back to Benchmade for them to sharpen it, but one of my uncles has a wicked edge, and I might try to get him to sharpen it for me. I might just send him some of my knives and be like, hey man, would you mind sharpening my knives for me? Because you have like one of the best sharpeners ever. Since I got that 62, actually, it's been honestly kind of scary flipping, because I already nicked myself on my knuckle, as you can see. Honestly, I don't know if I saw my knuckle bone or not. Like it was kind of deep, and it's healing so well, man. And Mass, we did you know, where we shake everyone's hands, you know, before the Eucharist and all that. And man, like even the women like just decided to grab my hand really tightly today, and like right on top of the knuckle. It's like, ow. It's like I did this to myself. tea needs some more water. It's getting a little cold and this water's already kind of warm. So we're gonna put some in here. You know, if I would have missed that and completely wiped all this stuff off the table with this pitcher, I would be very disappointed in myself. Goodness gracious, this video is already 40 minutes long. That is crazy. That is wild. Okay. All right, I guess it's just time to finish cleaning up all these parts right here. Get in there and clean everything. I know that someone's gonna love to watch this video. I don't know who exactly. I mean, I have an idea. There's probably someone who comments on every one of my videos that would love to watch this video right here. Not that I'm thinking of anyone specifically or anything. Wink, wink, nod, nod. But, and he'd probably be the only person to make it this far into the video. And to actually notice that one. Goodness gracious, there's so much dirt and oil and grease on this. Ugh. I'm so glad that Benchmade did not actually press fit in these sex bolts, because that would be torturous if they actually press fit them in. That would be miserable. Well, I don't know how to really get all these out without just dumping it out, so that's what we're gonna do. That actually worked quite well. So we're gonna start reassembling this knife. I was thinking about cleaning the, yeah, I mean, I can wipe them down. I'm tempted to not even pull the pins out because it's already a lot of parts sitting on this table. Oh yeah, there was some dirt on there. I'm glad I opted to take it apart. I don't know if I'm even in frame. Okay, I've probably been working like way over here. I apologize. Yeah, if I've been out of frame, I apologize. I'm not used to this whole setup here. This is kind of new to me. My first videos actually were desktop videos, and this is the more nostalgic kind of content to me to watch. I low-key put on my own video and was watching, I was like, man, I miss this kind of content. I wish I made it more often, but for a while I didn't have a tripod for my camera, and I've been trying to get the original camera I used to use to make my videos back when I started in December of 2015, and ooh, don't drop it. But like, I just can't find the right battery charger for it, and but it was a good camera. I have it sitting over there. I can't read it from it. I think it's a Canon, but it was a good 1080p camcorder, and it just had a really good video quality despite being 1080p. All right, so game plan is to get all that stuff out of there. So I suppose I could start with these two. You got to make sure the Zen pins are facing inwards, so get the latch on. From what I can tell, it doesn't matter which order I go in, does it? Yeah, they're both the same handle scale. Oh, one of them's not like the other, but you get what I'm saying. So, matters. So, okay, so I just gotta figure out which way I want the blade to be facing at that point. I'll reference my other 51 I have, because now I have two. All right, so you can't see it, but you know what? I'm gonna flip it around and I'm gonna use the other two. Gosh darn it. I'm gonna use the other two scales because I wanna do it the way that it's assembled over here. That's my building instruction. Wouldn't it be funny if I started putting on someone else's YouTube video to figure out how to rebuild my own 51? That'd be kind of funny. All right, I gotta use the one that lines up. That doesn't make sense. Oh, it's open, so it's gonna be sticking. Okay, I was like, that doesn't make sense. Oh, come on. Let's put these barrels back in here for my sake. Come on. All right, here we go. Those will get sucked in whenever I finish putting everything in. Oh, let me put that barrel in there too. So I got both the barrels. Am I in frame? Yeah, I'm in frame. I'll move it up over here a little bit just for consistency's sake. This feels surgical, I'm not gonna lie. I wonder how Benchmade puts these together. Honestly, I genuinely kind of wonder. Might as well put the washers in now. Oh, come on. And am I gonna lubricate this while I'm putting it together? The answer is no, it's not a brass instrument. I can take it apart, or I don't need to take it apart to oil it. So I'm just gonna assemble it dry, and I'll let the lubricant do its job once I actually assemble it. Let's put these spacers in their place. Come on. Oops. All right, here we go. That one's in. I've taken apart a lot of stuff lately, working on my own vehicle and stuff, and I just never feel comfortable taking things apart. Like, I can do it just fine. Like, I'm good at taking stuff apart and dealing with all that and dealing with all the, you know, the details about it. Like, I'm not bad at it. It just makes me so uncomfortable. Like, I just know, and I've lost parts before, so now I need to figure out. All right, so here's the bushing for the latch. So I can put that on first. And I can't remember how, oh goodness gracious. How am I gonna get this little pin? I might have to go grab some tweezers. I'm gonna do that real quick. I'll be right back. Well, the tweezers cease to exist today, so we're just gonna have to figure this out. Let's get this pin out of there to begin with. Come on. This doesn't need to be, okay. Okay, so it's sticking to the tip of my knife for some reason because it's magnetized. Might help if I take the latch off for a second. The bushing is still there. All right, let's press this. Nope, come on, you were doing good. Now get in the hole. Come on. Okay, perfect. All right, there we go. My question is, wow, this is perfect actually. Tip of my knife being magnetic really helps. Oh shucks. Come on, let's get this over top the other. At least I think that's where that goes. I hope it is. Whatever the case, I just installed it like that, so we're gonna find out sooner or later. Let me just roll this around between the cloth a little bit just to get some of that dirt off. Okay, so all I have to do is see where the blade's gonna be, and the flat spots were in the open position. So I just need to make them not face the blade when it's open. So I can theoretically just turn them down like that, and my problem should be solved. But goodness gracious, these are so dirty. Should have grabbed a toothpick for this one. I still got that copper wire. It's not helping me much. You know, I actually had to fill out like a piece of paper at work not that long ago that just said all the fun things about me, because we're gonna have public profiles. And I'd really love to do my job on camera, actually. I'd love to do my job. Ooh, there's dirt on that already. I'll probably just jam it in there. I'd love to do my job and post it to YouTube, because I feel like a lot of people don't get to see this industry a whole lot. I think it'd be really cool, because I deliver oil for a living to like dealerships and other specific customers. All right, where are the flat spots is my question, because I can't quite see. All right, now I can see the flat spots facing down, so that's definitely out the way. As for this one, okay, it's facing down and out of the way. All right, so let's put the blade on. If you're wondering about the back screws on the Zen pins, I either had to start with them or have to end with them. So we're gonna end with them. All right, so we got that in place. Let's get two more of our washers. Our last two washers, actually. One right there and one right here. Man, I forgot to put this video in 4K, didn't I? That's probably for the better. My phone's probably about to die from all this recording. Oh well. Whoops. I need to set that to my default. Except I probably shouldn't. Probably not, but... Alright, now I'll do the other one first. Alright, let's surgically place this other handle liner on right here. Perfect. And then we got the other one right here. Let's make sure it lines up with everything. All right, and the part I was watching for is this little pin down here. You can see how the latch works. Pushes in like a leaf spring. So now that that's good, I just realized I put the, oh dear. I should probably flip that around. All right, I'm back. Dinner was ready, I had to go. But I noticed that I had the scales on the wrong way, I think, because, and ultimately I should probably just do one handle at a time after all. So I'm gonna figure out this handle, because I want the part with where the washer's worn in to stay that side. I want to keep using, because I had the back side. Oh my goodness, I had the I had this part facing up when I was done, and that means that this fresh side, it's gonna affect the tolerances, and probably for the better, honestly, but I don't want to mess with that. I want to put it back together exactly like it came apart. So I'm just gonna finish this handle first. So this one's got the two holes at the bottom. All right, so I am going to put thread locker on the pivot screws. I'm free spinning that thing, am I? Yeah, I am. Ah, shucks. Let me get the bottom ones in first, and then I'll deal with that. Probably should have tackled this one handle at a time, honestly, but whoops. The key is to get it assembled just enough so that you can hold it and then get all the other stuff done. But it's funny to me that Benchmade went through all the trouble of patenting their spring latch. They put on the spring latch 42, and then they decided that, you know what, this great thing we have, we're just going to completely ditch it because we have a better idea. And then no one likes their better idea. And I know a lot of companies do that, and it's like, oh well. But I'm going to put the screw in just for now, just so that I can get everything together. I'm not even going to tighten it much. I'm just going to use the bit to get the screw in. All right. So let me make sure that I have the flat spot. Oh, I tightened that too much, didn't I? Whoops. All right, so now I can rotate freely. All right, so where's the flat spot? All right, here it is. So the flat spot would normally contact about there. I just need to rotate it a few degrees and a couple more degrees, and I should be good. If you want to see what I'm doing, not that much, goodness gracious. Actually, that works. So you can see that this tang piece right here doesn't contact the flat spot on that pin now. So because of that, my tolerances should be better. So I'm gonna probably crank down this screw again because that seemed to work better than I intended. And then I'm gonna tighten this screw right here. Just hand tight. And this, I guess I should deal with that now while I can. Because the what's it called? This back part sticking out is gonna get sucked in as I tighten this. As you can see, it's getting sucked in, and then I'll hit a hard stop, and then I'll back it off when I'm ready to deal with all that. But let me get another screw in on this side, tighten down this Zen pin. If I call it a Tang pin, I apologize. I meant Zen pin. So don't want to tighten these down too far, but you don't need to Loctite these if you haven't tightened down a good amount. Just got to remember that these are little tiny screws and that you're not dealing with foot pounds, you're dealing with inch pounds. Newton millimeters of torque. Oh man, that latch feels so much better already. And it's dry. So, all right, next. Let's figure out the configuration we need to put these in so that... All right, so I can't start with this side, so let's flip it over. See if, starting with the other side, I can get this handle back on in the right configuration. Put that in here. So like this. Okay, here we go. This is what I'm talking about. So you can see how the shiny spot is on this side and how on the other side it's dull. So the washer is now going to go in down here. I'm gonna put the washer in. That's kind of important. I've known people to just run without washers, and I'm just like, how could you possibly do that? Like, that's so horrible. I think I missed some dirt on this, so probably a good time to clean this off. Again, it's not going to be perfect, but I like it to be better than bad. You know, better than bad. All right. Maybe not Breaking Bad, but better than bad. All right. And if I put this one down like this, gotta put the washer in first, of course, and I gotta put the Zen pen in. Oh, come on. All right, get that seated properly. Final handle scale, and all we gotta do now is put the final screws back in, and hopefully we won't have any extras, because that's always fun. You're like, oh man, where did I put that extra screw? And don't need that quite yet. Oops, come on, thread in a little bit. There we go. Get the screw in the bottom here. I've thought about anodizing this knife so many times because purple and blue would go so hard, but I wouldn't want to have to unanodize it and all that stuff, and it's just more than I want to deal with, you know, and it just kind of would suck. So I opt to, oh, I gotta flip it over actually because the screw needs to go on the other side. So let me pop this out while I still can. Come on. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh, I slid it a little bit. Let's see if I can save it. Oh, shucks, I lost the washer. Oh, man. I've done it like this before. Kind of sucks, but let's see if I can do it again. Get that lint out of there from that. All right, let's see. All right, here we go. Got it past the initial. What's it called? Man, I cannot speak. Get one of these washers in here. All right, I do have it facing the right way, pin-wise. Get that in there. And get that stupid piece of lint out of that hole. Well, okay, I think I got it. I knew that pushing with that Q-tip butt end was gonna suck because it was gonna get dirt up in there, but let's see. Oh, it slid over the top. Here we go. All right, let's get the screw in. I know some of you would have just had backwards facing screws, but that's not me. I know I could clean these threads, and I probably should, and I think I will, just a little bit. But I'm gonna do that in a minute. I know I should probably clean them first, but I'm not going to. Wonder if I can. Yep, I can suck in the female sex bolt end just with my fingers. I'm gonna stick it in here just to get a little bit out of it. Oops. Let me get that Zen pin rotated the way I want it. bit more. Perfect. I'll squeeze it down right here. Go on this side. Alright, now all I gotta do is tighten down all the remaining screws. Ah, shucks. I got that one backwards. Ah, nuts. Yeah, I'm fixing that. Come on. I know that seems aggressive, but it's really not. I always worry I'm going to damage the threads doing that, but I never do. I've never seen anyone damage threads doing that. Come on. One layer at a time, I guess. All right, here we go. Man, it sucks to suck sometimes, and I really do suck sometimes. But I got it eventually. All right. Now let's... Man, I can already feel how much better the tolerances are on this thing. It feels so much better. All right, not too tight on those, but we don't need them hanging out loose, do we? I probably really over-tighten these. I've never stripped one of these screws. Oh, man. Didn't just feel that one get looser, didn't I? Yeah. All right. That'll do there. You really don't want to over-tighten these because you can and will strip the life out of them. But wow, this feels transformed. I was right. Rotating the pins really was just enough. But wow. It honestly feels almost brand new just being this much cleaner. It's crazy. It certainly looks a lot better. Now, it's not going to look as brand new as maybe this one right here. However, it looks good. It really puts into perspective that I don't beat my 51 too bad, and people feel like I beat my 51. The only part that's beaten on this one is the blade a little bit, but man, that feels like a world of a difference. Just taking it apart and cleaning it, that makes a lot of difference sometimes. Like, it feels like how I remember it feeling when it was closer to new. Because cleaning a balisong really does do a big world of a difference. And that's the best part about Zen pens. Like, I literally just rotated them. You can see the flat spots here. Let me zoom in again. The flat spot on the pen is now there, and it doesn't contact the tang of the blade anymore in the same way. Same with this side. So, and I put them in those specific spots so that if I have to rotate again, I can. But, oh, goodness gracious. I'm actually not going to use the red stuff. I'm going to use this Lucas gun oil to break in this new fit. Now, a pair of new washers might actually contribute a lot to a new feel, but I'm not going quite that far yet. What I am gonna do is, since I just wiped down the whole blade, is I'm gonna coat the whole blade in oil as best as I can. Try not to make a mess doing this. It's inevitable though. You always make a mess. Wipe my finger off. Which sides did I do oil on? Whatever the case, I guess I'll do this side again. Do both sides again, really. Get some oil in that blade just to protect it from rust a little bit. Just for me to wipe it off, all the surface oil off anyways. But man, does that feel so different. Just the stance with the handles and how it's further apart makes it feel like just the pins were flattened, and it completely changed the way that it felt in the hand because of how the handles were touching. Goodness gracious, I already got this thing covered in oil. I just cleaned this thing, gosh darn it. But that's okay. Things get dirty. It's just how it works. Just try not to let them get too dirty. But people don't really Loctite anymore, from what I can tell, because most batteries just have bushings. Okay, I'm glad I got the screws on the right, on the same side. Yep, just like that's supposed to be. Now, am I gonna lubricate this latch? Maybe just a drop. Work that in there a little bit. And you know, maybe I'll do one on the other side. Oh, that feels so much better. Oh my goodness. Really reminds me of my 51. Like, it feels like a new knife now. It's crazy just what putting those Zen pins back in at a different angle and resetting the tolerances does to a knife. Now, it probably is going to be looser than it should be because the washers are a little worn thin. But what I'm going to do now is put Loctite. We all call it Loctite, but it's actually just thread locker. We're going to put thread locker on the threads. So let's take these screws out. And that's why I lubricated it, so that I could thread lock it reliably. So this is Loctite blue thread locker. This stuff might be expired, but we'll see in a second. So let's get a little dab on there. Don't need too much, but you do need some. And let's get that back in there. I definitely put a little bit too much. Let me get the excess off before I tighten it down. So you want to put both your screws in. Yeah, put a little too much. Got a little bit around the edges on the inside right there, but it's not the end of the world. Try to get that out. All right. Do the other one. Try not to get so freaking much of it. Gosh, not so much. I don't want none, but I don't want too much. And the reason you don't want to put too much isn't that it's not going to come off or anything. It's just, it pushes all the excess up around the head of the screw, and it's just annoying to deal with. So, all right, so that's too tight. So you just got to figure out how tight you want your balisong, where you want your tolerances at. I generally prefer mine looser, but they also tend to break in over time. And I say give it a good flip in that position, but at the same time, it's going to loosen as you flip it. It's going to be tapped because it's a Benchmade, of course. I need to Loctite my other balisongs. So, is that good? Am I good with that? That's not excessive. It's actually pretty okay, actually. Can't really see. Yeah. See what the tolerances are like this way.
Okay, I found this on the web for what's the towers are like this way. Check it out.
Thanks, Siri. Goodness gracious.
You're welcome.
I have no idea what activated her. It's a little bit better. It's a lot better. Your safe handle particularly needs to be loose because if you have a tight safe handle and you go to throw out the knife, it'll want to stick, and then you'll catch your fingers right on the blade when it comes out. So is this good? Yeah, this is good right here. Yeah, not too loose. All right, gonna close it, latch it, and call it good. So yeah, that's my 51 cleaning video. I just showed y'all how to Loctite a balisong. It works for any other screws you want to Loctite. We call it Loctiting. It's called thread locking, but we call it Loctiting. We always just call it Loctite. Just, you know how you call it Kleenex instead of tissues. Why am I holding it like this? Goodness gracious. Yep. It's also funny how they make the blue stuff in the red bottle and the red stuff in the blue bottle. Isn't that ironic? But anyways, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this way too long of a video. Hopefully I was in frame for more of it than not, but I appreciate it. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.